A few years ago, I knew someone who always complained that rich people have unfair advantages. But when you watched how he lived, you'd see the truth. Small decisions kept sabotaging him, streaming subscriptions he forgot about, eating out daily without tracking it, upgrading his phone just because a new one came out. Meanwhile, another friend earning almost the same amount was doing small but powerful things, rounding up spare change into investments, reducing financial clutter, automating contributions into an index fund, and saying no to one unnecessary purchase a week. 10 years later, that unfair advantage didn't look so unfair anymore. It looked like discipline disguised as tiny weekly choices. And in this video, you're about to learn the tiny decisions that quietly build your fortune over time, the ones wealthy, financially intelligent people swear by, even if nobody talks about them. Each one is simple, doable, and powerful enough to change your financial destiny. Let's start revealing them, but pay attention. Some of these decisions sound small, until you realize they can change everything about your future net worth. If you're ready to unlock your potential and achieve more, hit subscribe. We're dedicated to delivering actionable tips and real-life success stories. Let's dive in. Number 1. Choosing predictability over drama in daily spending. Most people think the big enemy of wealth is low income, but strangely, the real enemy is unpredictable spending, the daily financial chaos that feels harmless but quietly destroys your financial stability. Wealthy people, whether they openly admit it or not, love predictability. It gives them control, it protects their savings rate, it gives them peace of mind. Think about your week. Do you know, roughly, how much you spend on food, on transport, on small conveniences? Or does everything feel random? Some days cheap, some days expensive, some days I deserve this, and some days, how did I spend so much? That unpredictability blocks financial momentum. Even if you earn well, you can't grow your net worth if your spending behaves like a stock chart during market volatility. People underestimate how peaceful, predictable spending feels. When you know your expenses, your money anxiety drops. When anxiety drops, you make smarter investment decisions. You take fewer risks. You stop chasing quick stock trading profits and instead stick to long-term investing with confidence. Number 2. Pausing 10 seconds. Before every non-essential purchase. You might think 10 seconds can't change your life, but this tiny pause can save you thousands over the years and help you build wealth in a way that feels effortless. The problem with impulse buying isn't the purchase, it's the speed. The faster you buy, the less you think, and the less you think, the more money leaks out of your life without permission. Wealthy people aren't naturally more disciplined. They simply remove unnecessary speed from their spending decisions. When you slow down just a little, your brain reactivates the part responsible for long-term thinking, the part that cares about savings, investments, equity growth, and financial freedom. The next time you're about to buy something non-essential, give yourself a tiny 10-second window. No drama, no rules, no guilt, just a breath. Ask, will this make my life meaningfully better a week from now? Most of the time, the honest answer is, not really. This tiny pause prevents emotional spending, the kind triggered by boredom, stress, social pressure, or the desire to reward yourself after a hard day. Here's the funny thing. Once you start using the 10-second rule, impulse buying becomes less satisfying. You feel more in control. You feel smarter. Keep this open loop in your mind, because the next point introduces a tiny habit that turns your financial environment into a wealth-building machine without discipline. Number 3. Keeping your digital money environment frictionless for saving, friction-full for spending. Tiny decisions don't just come from your mind. They come from the environment you live in. Financially successful people create environments that make smart decisions automatic and dumb decisions inconvenient. That's the secret. They design their digital world the way a nutrition coach designs a kitchen. Healthy choices easy, unhealthy ones annoying. This small shift is powerful. Your digital environment influences your spending far more than your willpower. The apps you keep on your home screen, the passwords you save, the payment methods you store, they all nudge your behavior. So here's the trick wealthy people use. Make saving frictionless. Make spending friction-full. Set up automatic transfers to your investment account the moment your paycheck hits. Automate contributions to index funds, ETFs, or retirement portfolios. Make it effortless. Make it invisible. And most importantly, make it irreversible unless you purposely stop it. Number 4. Saying yes to skill. Upscaling. Even when there's no immediate reward, there's a quiet truth the world rarely tells you. Wealth is not built by the hours you work, it's built by the skills you accumulate. Your income tomorrow is determined by the skills you're willing to upgrade today, long before you see any reward. And this is where tiny decisions create massive financial shifts. We're not talking about expensive degrees or 6-month intensive programs. We're talking micro upskilling, tiny, consistent learning habits that compound just like investments do. 10 minutes reading about dividend stocks, 15 minutes learning a new shortcut in your editing software, a quick video on negotiation, a mini deep dive into how index funds work. Tiny decisions, big impact. The problem is that most people wait for motivation or urgency before learning anything new. They only upgrade skills when life forces them. Wealthy people do the opposite. They upgrade skills before they need them, quietly, without applause, without pressure, and without expecting immediate results. When you say yes to learning daily, even in small doses, you start seeing yourself as someone capable of growth, and that identity influences how you approach work, money, and long-term investing. Soon you stop relying on luck or perfect timing, and instead rely on your constantly expanding ability to earn, understand, and create value. Number 5. Choosing conversations that add value instead of noise. Wealth doesn't just grow from the decisions you make. It grows from the conversations you have. Every conversation nudges your mindset slightly, either toward growth or toward distraction. And most people don't realize how often they surround themselves with financial noise instead of financial nourishment. Choosing conversations that add value also builds your financial confidence. When you hear others discuss budgeting, investing, index funds, ETFs, income strategies, or personal improvements, your brain starts normalizing those topics. They stop feeling intimidating, they start feeling familiar. And when something feels familiar, you're more likely to act on it. This tiny decision also eliminates unnecessary mental clutter. When you stop engaging in low-value conversations, your mind becomes clearer. You think better. You plan better. You make better decisions in your stock portfolio, your spending, and your long-term goals. Now keep this idea close, because the next point reveals a tiny decision that changes how you view time, the one resource more important than money itself. Number 6. Treating your time like money, because it actually is. There's a tiny decision wealthy people make that almost nobody notices. They assign a quiet financial value to their time, even when no one else does. They don't wait until they're rich to start treating time like money. They treat time like money to become rich. And this mental shift changes everything about how they behave daily. Here's the reality. Every task you do has an invisible price tag. Every hour spent scrolling, arguing, overthinking, procrastinating, or doom-searching the internet quietly steals from your future. Meanwhile, every hour spent building a skill, planning your finances, dollar-cost averaging into an index fund, improving your health, or strengthening your mindset quietly deposits into your future net worth. The tricky part is that time doesn't send invoices. If it did, you'd take it more seriously. But wealthy people don't wait for an invoice. They respond before the bill arrives. Treating your time like money doesn't mean scheduling every minute or living like an efficiency robot. It simply means asking yourself small questions throughout the day. Is this helping my future self? Is this worth the hour I'm giving it? Is this aligned with who I want to become financially? These questions don't require hours of planning. They require seconds, but those seconds change your decision trajectory. Number 7. Keeping a future buffer. That makes you emotionally bulletproof. Most people think an emergency fund is just money, but wealthy people know it's primarily psychology. It's a tiny decision that gives you emotional stability. A buffer, even a small one, becomes the difference between panic and clarity. A future buffer Even something as simple as $500 to $1,000 tucked away prevents that spiral. It tells your brain, you're safe. You can think clearly. And clear thinking is worth a fortune. This tiny decision affects your behavior in dozens of ways. You stop chasing risky investments. You avoid panic selling during stock market dips. You make smarter choices about your portfolio. You stop saying yes to things out of financial desperation. And you make life decisions from a place of strength instead of fear. Every fortune, no matter how big, begins with tiny decisions. Not dramatic moments, not viral breakthroughs, not overnight success. Just quiet, ordinary choices repeated consistently over time. If you'd like the video support the channel, leave a like and subscribe. It takes less than a second and helps the channel a lot. We have plenty of inspiring content coming your way. Hit like and share this video to your loved ones. Now, if you want to know about 8 surprising ways living frugal makes you rich faster, then watch this video. I'll see you there.